Good evening, everybody at home. Welcome to another wonderful Friday evening, back with the Amigos Racing Team. Tonight we are at the final round of our ART Roulette Race Series, hosted by the man on your screen there, ART No Hassle. It's been a tumultuous, it's been a thrill ride, but we're here tonight to unfortunately wrap it all up, but we're hoping to go out in style. If you want to get involved in the Amigos Racing Team, we've got a massive array of events going on, any skill level, any discipline, any age range, any country, we do not mind. We take anyone and everyone as long as you're here to have a good time. So in the link to the video underneath, in the description underneath, you should see links to our Discord, Facebook and website. So get involved and have a fantastic time. If you're unfamiliar with the roulette race, we'll fill you in very quickly. We're going to have 2 7-minute qualifiers into 2 15-minute races, followed by a final race with a reverse grid. And just to spice things up, they're going to want me on the track for the last one. We got Alfie in the chat. Fantastic, Alfie. Hope you're here for the long haul. It's going to be a long one tonight. But here's your guy here, No Hassle, with his Minecraft livery. I hope you're watching, and I hope you get some wins for you. We're quick runly. Wow, you better win, Alex. That's what he's out there for. Let's hope so. So, running through the field one time very quickly, we've got Cuzzy. Again, it's Darren this week who's designed his livery. Darren, if you're out there, a fantastic artist. Just make sure you keep it clean while you're on day release. We've got Willie D in P2 with an extraordinarily bright car there. Trying to get too many shots for the front because that's going to give me nightmares. We've got Craigs here as well in his green car. I've got Thanks Squid on the front. No Hassles can't put Thanks Squid in everybody's cars, which is a lovely touch. But I'm enjoying this as much as Craig's enjoying that car sideways. Lovely to watch. We've got Terminator, the Great Dane. He is back. He's got lots of different flags on his car, mainly the British one. We've got Nick No One, who we're going to confirm is indeed from New Zealand, as you can see from his car there, with the lovely blue and gold. We've got No Hassle, we just touched on there. So Alfie, we thank you for watching, and we hope you've enjoyed the series. We've got Kelvin the Crazy Taff with a Halloween-inspired livery, it seems like. It's pretty cool. We've got Brett Raquette in a very, very striking blue and Belgian striped machine there. Bradley Carter in a much simpler red, white and green design using his racing colours from his rallycross car. We've got Daddy Mike, represented Man United as always, but with the big Daddy Mike on the front, coming off of a win at the end of last week's event. A fantastic race to watch. Go and check it out in our playlist on our channel. We've got Carrot Cruncher, the one with the funny voice, down in 11th at the moment. Adopt Daisy now, caught our 800 squid. Daisy's a lovely cow, lovely milk, amazing cheese, and apparently she does a good belly rub, according to Carrot Cruncher. We've got Dawes here representing Newcastle United, his favourite team by far, ignore anything that he says. And we have Cantona, who amidst a field of some crazy drivers, if I switch to the right person here, in his tropical looking machine. The field of crazy drivers, he stuck it out and he's been a fantastic sport, and he's one of my favourite dudes. So, they're all driving the DeTomaso Pantera for our 3 races this evening, and it's time to spin the roulette wheel and find out where we'll be going for our first event. We got Webson's in the chat there saying, come on Willie D. I think it's missing a letter there, so I'm not going to read that comment out loud. But let's spin the wheel and see where we go. Fraser says, go Doors, Blue Team buddy. Of course, Blue Team referring to our team showdown that's been going over the past 2 weeks. Get involved, you want to be part of that. We've got an amazing competition going on. And our first race takes us to Sardinia. I'm just loving that one. But it is Sardinia B, the one with the funky infield layout. So let's see how that one goes. Let's make it nice and sunny. And I'm sure we're going to have some people crash. Hopefully not on track though, just with the lobby, but that's what we expect now from this series, what we expect from Gran Turismo. You know, the crashes stay the same, but the races never change. Well, they always change, I should say. So hopefully no one's going to explode out of the lobby. Let's have a look. I think we're all still there. We've got some people joining the track now. I might even be okay. Touch wood. Where's my table? There's my table. As soon as they're all on track, we're going to get our 7-minute qualifier underway. Slap a name in the comments. Who do you think is going to win? As far as I've been told, it's a fairly tight race at the top there between I think it is Cuzzy and Willie D. I will have to confirm that for you in a moment. But it could be anyone's championship here at the top of the leaderboards. Have a quick look through my messages. So in the meantime, they're all on track. So qualifying is now going to be underway. So let's get on track with our races. The 7 of you watching, thank you for joining us tonight. If you could slap a comment in the video comments there on the right hand side, who do you think is going to win? And if you could drop a like on the video, that'd be great. We've got 2 likes already. If we could get 10 likes tonight, that'd be amazing. We're going for 150 views overall. We got Willie D in the chat there. Don't let Hassel win. Alfie reckons no Hassel's going to win. Slow and steady wins the race. You are a very, very wise young man there. It has been said that in order to finish first you must finish. And we shall have to see. So there's our man there, No Hassel. Let's see if he can nail Sardinia B. It's a very tricky layout, especially these cars here. The DeTomaso Pantera is very tail happy. It's only got about 320 horsepower and only weighs about maybe 1.3, 1.4 tons. But it does love to get the back out. So we'll have to see how they manage it, especially through these tricky right-hand hairpins and that kink at the end of Sector 2. So according to the score table here, Willie D and Bradley Carter, I should say, are the title contenders. And it's about 21-point gap down to our man here, No Hassel, who's very close to tasting some pit wall there. Very, very close. So while they're going around for their outlap, let's quickly find you the actual championship standings as we head into the final event. So we've got Bradley Carter on 245 points with Cuzzy on 224. No Hassel is in third on 208 and only 5 points up on Willie D with 203. We've got Nick No One. We got Kiwi Nick in P5 184, and Kenobi, who unfortunately is not here tonight, in 178. Brett Ricketti's in 7th on 143. Wayno is also not here tonight, fortunately, on 132. Carrot Cruncher on 123, the man with the funny voice, and we have Dawes racking up the top 10 with 111. Some of our regulars are missing, unfortunately, tonight, so we're not going to have the closest run race to the final standings, but we do still have Daddy Mike on 72, Terminator on 70, and Khan Turner on 67, so that will be an interesting fight. And Kelvin and Craigs might have a fight as well, with only 14 points separating those two. So there's still room for a lot of movement. We've got Phil in the chat saying those cars look lively. They can be very lively indeed. As I say, they're very tail happy, and if you stamp the throttle, they will get the back out, even on these racing hard tyres. So it's all about managing the throttle and balancing the car through those corners. Oops, pressed the wrong button there. Sorry about that. Let's have a look then on board with our current championship leader, Bradley Carter. He might just be in the slipstream there of Cuzzy, which is a little bit sneaky, but he will be very grateful if he can keep that down the back straight. He's definitely within that 7/10 gap now, that crucial distance to be benefiting from the slipstream. We've got Urban Fire saying, good luck to all the yellow boys. Fraser saying, Urban, that's the wrong team. But Phil was going Team Yellow all the way. Of course, again, if you want to get involved in our team championship, have a look in our Discord, join up, sign up to the Gran Turismo races and see what's on offer. As Cuzzy there, getting very sideways out of that last corner. That's going to cost him some time at the end of this lap and the start of the next one. You see there, he's backing out. Doesn't want to give Bradley Carter any slipstream, but maybe have some on the way down. Bradley Carter crossing the line, setting a 133, so there's definitely some time to make up as Terminator has the pace with a 131.9 at the moment. Brett steals up into P3 with a, let's have a quick look, 133.7. Willie D goes up into second place instead with 132.5. So Terminator is setting some fantastic pace already. Not normally seeing him in the top 3 or 5 of the Roulette Race Series, but if he finds a car and combination that he gets on with, he could indeed be one to watch. Again, to those of you watching, we've got 7, 8 of us watching so far, please drop a like on the video, consider subscribing if you haven't already, help the channel grow, get the YouTube algorithm working for us, and let's extend our reach and have more people in what is a fantastic racing community. As I say, and someone decides to go away. Thank you very much, very helpful. Let's look at Brett Rickett as he is chasing down No Hassel there. You can see already the body roll that these cars have, obviously built in the 70s, The technology wasn't quite the same as it is now. You can see even from No Hassle's car there, maybe a little bit of a lock-up, and the car really nose-diving down into the braking zones. With them being mid-engine, it's something you would appreciate, of course, that a little bit extra grip over the front tyres. But the locking up of the brakes, maybe not. As you can see there, Brett Rickett getting right up in the back of No Hassle there, maybe a little bit of a nudge through those last few corners and into the 5 seconds. No Hassle encounter with the grass, he spun, unfortunately. I have to see if we can get a clip of that one. There is No Hassle there, and he's just gone off of the grass, and we're zooming for good measure. Not what he was hoping to do. Let's put paid to that qualifying lap. So let's see him have a go as he heads over the line. Still Terminator in the lead there with that 131.9. We've probably got maybe 1 or 2 more laps left in us, depending where we are on the grid. Kelvin improving for 8th place with a 135.5. Let's head over to Willie D, see how he's getting on. That scary front car. Is that Thomas the Tank Engine with some kind of skull face? I'm not going to be sleeping this weekend, and tell you that much. Let's maybe have a look from the back instead. He's got another ode to Daisy the cow spread over the back there. Nick No One throwing it straight up into second with a 132.5. Alex, you're not meant to spin, says Alfie. He's got a point. I do find the cars generally work better when they're facing the right way with the foot down rather than going backwards. So he'll work on that one. If you like that one, Alfie, we've got a guy called Pigstig who loves a spin. He's got his own little blog each time he faces the wrong way. So if you want to tune into that one, we can give you some updates there as well. Pigspin's blog. You might even get a rating out of 10. Willie D going 1/10 purple through into the final sector. He should have time for just maybe one more lap, but this could be the purple one. Fraser saying, don't think Pig agrees. Well, maybe that one wasn't quite stylish enough for the Pigstig, but we'll have to see if No Hassle or anybody's got something else wrapped up in their locker as we head through tonight's event. So Willie D here heading down onto the home straight past the pit entry, where No Hassle infamously ate the wall and Sardinia C layout, and Willie D is going to drop off 131.5, almost half a second up there on the Terminator as we get into the last 10 seconds of qualifying. Only a handful of drivers I think will have a chance at one more lap. We see Bradley Carter is on his final lap there. Anybody else going to be challenging Willie D for pole position? Someone else is crossing the line now, but it's not an improvement on their time. Let's have a quick look. Anyone else is heading around the back straight? I don't think so. I think it's going to be everyone. Carrot Cruncher up into 10th with 136.2. So not so much crunching as nibbling at those top 10 places, but we know he's got some race pace, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. Cuzzy though, as we ride on board with him, let's see how he's going to do. Urban Fire saying, watch the pit wall hassle. Well, he's the connoisseur of the pit lane. Now he rates the boxes, he rates the decal, but maybe a little bit too up close and personal compared to what he should be. Cuzzy, almost 7/10 up on his fastest lap, an excellent improvement, but he's still only going to make him at best 2 seconds off of that time set by Willie D. So he's really got to make some gains in this last few corners if he wants a chance at pole position. How is he going to do using all that rumble strip as he heads into the final corner? You can see that's the qualifying session done, so the drivers on flying laps will have one chance to set them. Cuzzy is about to cross the line. We can see the checker flag waving possibly. There it is. He's not going to be taking pole position. White Tony's got up with a 131.4. He will be up into, at best, 6th place. Let's have a look there. I think it's Willie D is now crossing the final corner there. But it looks like maybe he's bailed out of that lap. We're not too sure what's happening there. I think he's stopped there. He's in the pit lane. Okay. No Hassle crossing the line there. Up into 6th place. Takes that from Cuzzy. Here comes Brett Rickett. How is he going to do? No improvement from Brett. Stays in 4th place. Hey Alfred, we know you're watching. Glad you're watching. Let's have a look. Anyone still on lap? Craig's no, and Brett is done as well. Kelvin is still on 142. Dawes up into 11th with a 137.6. But our grid is going to be, as you see there, Terminator on pole, followed by Willie D on the front row. Then we'll have Nick Noon in 3rd place. And Kiwi Nick. I called him Kiwi Nick. Should have done that from the start. Kiwi Nick in 3rd place. Joining him on the 2nd row is Brett Rickett, storming up to 4th place there. Bradley Carter, the current leader, down in 5th place. 10 people watching just in time for the race. Stay tuned, please, guys. We've got 15 minutes of Sardinia B. I think we're going to start on board with our championship leader, Bradley Carter. As we see the lights ready and waiting. We've got 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go. We can see there Brett had a very good start, Bradley Carter is already a little bit slow off the line, but he's still going to be keeping ahead of No Hassle into turn 1, I'm sure. In the slipstream there of Nick Nome, but now moving to cover off No Hassle behind Brett Rickett, I think. Let's see, is there any chaos into the first corner? Terminator is still quite comfortable in the lead. Nick Nome at the inside of Brett Rickett, but there will be a right-hander next, we have to see. They're still keeping it on the track. I can't see anyone off in the background. And I think we have made it. Fantastic. Bradley Carter at the inside of Brett Rickett, but he's getting a little bit sideways. He's not going to have the traction out of that corner, I don't think. As someone in the clapped out Honda drives past my window. He's now down to 6th as Cuzzy goes around the outside for 5th place. That is a fantastic move there. He's now on the inside for this sweeping right-hand hairpin, and that should give him the place. And No Hassle, you're going to consider following him through, but no dice there. Bradley Carter keeps it around the outside and retains 5th place, and No Hassle is going to follow him through into 6th place. Excellent stuff there. So as we head down into the end of the second sector, we have Terminator followed by Willie D, Nick No One, Brett, Bradley Carter, No Hassle. Cuzzy is going a little bit out of shape there. Kelvin has now got the inside of Cuzzy, possibly for 7th place. He's holding that line very tight indeed. Give Cuzzy the space on the outside, but no, he's going to run all the way around, and again, brave driving there from the graffiti liveried Pantera. Kelvin is still trying to hold it on the inside, but no luck there. He might be inviting Craggs into this battle. See Craggs there trying to avoid the grass, but has a good run off that last corner, and they're slamming on the anchors, heading down onto the back straight. So let's get a look at these two at the front there. We've got Terminator that's got a half-second penalty for track limits, and Willie's had that slipstream and he's up the inside. Can Terminator respond? We see he's up in the 5th gear now, doing about 135 miles an hour before he hits the brakes. At the 100 board, nice and steady there. Willie D, though, will keep that place as he gets very sideways, but manages to control it. So Willie D and Terminator having their own race out front. We then have Kiwi Nick in 3rd place. Almost 8 tenths now ahead of Brett Rickett, but he is gaining with a better line through turn 4, I think I should say, or turn 3. Here he comes there. No Hassle in 5th place. Bradley Carter in 6th. Cuzzy still menacing behind in 7th place. Kelvin in 8th has taken that place. Oh no, he kept that place from Craggs. Sorry, Craggs is in 9th then. We have Carrot Cruncher down in 10th. Not the best start for him, but we might see him have a bit of a fight back if Kelvin and Craggs get into a scrap. We have Dawes in 11th. Cantona in 12th, and Daddy Mike unfortunately at the back, but we know Daddy Mike is still capable of a race win. Maybe not from 19 seconds back, but he has got it in him. He will be someone to focus on later tonight. Back at the front though, we still have Willie D and Terminator side by side into the final sector. Willie D's going for that wider line, Terminator looking for the cutback. I'm not sure it's on through these two corners. Willie D's giving him space on the inside. Both racing very cleanly, very fairly. Willie D almost clipping the grass, but that's had to touch the grapes. Touch the grapes, touch the brakes. What am I on about? Terminator with a great move, I was going to say, up the inside. But of course, Willie D will have that slipstream down the straight. About half a second off. We'll see that gap diminish as he follows the Danish driver over the finish line. Although it looks like, having said that, actually Terminator has broken that slipstream very well. Maybe with a good gear shift as well. He's now ahead of Willie D. But Willie D will close that gap right up in the braking zones. Maybe a little bit braver on those old brakes for the DeTomaso. Of course, carbon ceramics on a car like this would be very unlikely back in the day. Urban Fire saying, great move, Lays. That's the kind of support he needs. Let's keep him going. Nick Nolan still on his own in 3rd place, as you see. A little bit of tyre smoke from Willie D, really throwing that DeTomaso round those corners. No Hassle in 4th, and there's a train forming behind him, so we can get a look back as we've got Bradley Carter, Cuzzy and Brett fighting for what could well be 5th place. But he said No Hassle is doing a much better job, making Alfie proud, keeping it on the track. I'm sure he'll be very happy with 4th place, but he knows he's got potential to catch Nick Nolan. If he gets extremely close to the wall there, I'm glad we had that camera angle. We're going to jump back into Bradley Carter to see what he's got in his rearview mirrors. As we see Cuzzy considering a move up the inside there, but now he knows he's also got to defend from Brett. We can probably see in the rearview mirror as well there what is going on as we ride on board still with Bradley Carter into the last sector. Cuzzy going for a very tight inside line there, which has compromised his run. Of course, these slower cars are all about maintaining your momentum, but a little bit too much there from Bradley as he goes over the grass, holds it in a straight line though, and tries to be gentle on the steering into the last sector. Again, you see all the body roll that you get from these these old 70s cars washing out as the weight shifts across the axles. He's just in the slipstream there, but as is Cuzzy just behind there. He's 2.5 tenths back. This might be a chance for a move, but I don't think Cuzzy will send it up the inside. As much as his card does say just send it on the back, it's not a great thing to do. It's Nick No One has fallen off the track there, and he's sideways on the grass. He's kept it in a straight line fairly well there, but that is going to cost him a lot of time. Let's see what's happened there. So we're on board there with Nick No One. He heads through turn 2, eventually a bit too much power, tries to correct the oversteer, keeps it from spinning, but at the cost of, I think, 3 places. There goes No Hassle, Bradley Carter and Cuzzy and Brett. So he's now down into 7th place. Very unfortunate for the Kiwi. And we could just see as well there, Craggs is looking menacing behind him as well. He's just getting into the slipstream range now. He seems to have ditched Kelvin a Crazy Taff on the previous lap, so we might have a fight on here. Our race order still is Terminator just ahead there, 1.3 seconds up on Willie D. So this might be a car that the Terminator is enjoying. Bradley Carter in 3rd there, half a second up on No Hassle, half a second up on Cuzzy, half a second up on Brett Riquet. Although that is diminishing quickly as the Belgian has a good run through the final corner. Let's have a look there behind Cuzzy. We got there, just send it. Is that what Brett's going to do, or he's going to wait for the slipstream? Let's have a look. Again, see Cuzzy's car. A little bit of slip there through the final corner, and they're all slipstream each other now down the straight. I'm not sure there's going to be any move made if they've all got that same advantage. Leah, is that Alfie again, or is that Mrs. Webson's? Surely it's not Mrs. Webson's. It's been a very long time, Mrs. Webson's. Brett, they're very late on the brakes. They're a little bit of a touch there on Cuzzy's car, but they're going to keep it in one piece. What we like to see here at Amigos Racing Team. You know, you can push each other to the limit, you can push and be aggressive, but as long as you're fair, then you're going to have a good time. Brett, they're really putting pressure now on Cuzzy, having a little bit of a look, maybe a little bit of a slalom in his mirrors. Cuzzy, though, is not going to take that bait, as experienced as he is. So Brett is still going to have to be content for 6th place. Bradley Carter now is starting to pull away from No Hassle. You can see that gap there, 7.5 tenths. He was doing better in the middle of that corner, but he's lost it on the exit. No Hassle will be back in that slipstream as they head down into the end of the 2nd sector there. He's definitely, though, dropped Cuzzy from the slipstream, who is still only just ahead of Brett, 4 tenths now, and there is Nick Noah. He's really made a good gap there to Craggs behind him, and he's really going to be fighting for 3rd place now. We see Brenny getting a bit out of shape at the top of the shot there. So we have now 6 cars all in contention for that final podium spot. If we jump ahead, we've still got Willie D, who's reeled in Terminator by almost half a second. But again, very aggressive through that last corner, and perhaps the smoothness, those inputs from the Terminator, the smoothness of the steering, is carrying that car much better through the last turn and onto the straight with more speed, more momentum. You can see he's now gaining. He was about a second off, but now he's 1.1 seconds heading down into turn 1. So Willie needs to be much smoother on the controls now. 7 minutes remaining of this race. Terminator leads by 1 second. Willie D is just behind and 5 seconds ahead of Bradley Carter down in P3. He's opened up a gap there of 1.5 seconds to Brett Riquet. Nick is up into 5th, so he's made an interesting move there. He's definitely getting some places after his spin earlier tonight. Cuzzy is down in 6th, and No Hassle's down in 7th. There must have been an instant there with No Hassle, which has cost him 3 places, I believe. A little way down the pack there is Craggs, a little bit on his own there in 8th place, 15 seconds up on Kelvin, and Carrot Crunch is only 1.8 behind as well, and closing. Then down the road from him by 18 seconds, crossing the finish line there, is Daddy Mike. And only 3.5 seconds behind is Cantona. And it seems Dawes must have an instant, and he's spinning sideways. What's happened to Dawes there as he heads through the final? He's on the grass. He's managed to save it, but it seems he's got a little bit too aggressive on the steering, locked the tyres, and he is now sideways. Not very good for Dawes there. And there he is, back in 13th, crossing the line now with 20 seconds down on Cantona, not where he wants to be. Terminator is now losing time very badly there to Willie D, from a second up to only half at the end of this lap. Willie D is really now trying to put the hammer down. I guess those smoother inputs are working for him. He's only 0.5 seconds off of the leader now. 5.5 minutes to go. Bradley Carter has extended his lead now to 1.8 seconds. This is what he needs if he wants to be in a chance of keeping that championship lead by the end of tonight. Brett Riquet, though, is under threat from Nick in the Kiwi Pantera. Let's have a quick look and see if he's planning a move anytime soon. See there, Brett getting a little bit sideways out the corner. Nick is much smoother, gaining now only 2 tenths behind, 1.5 tenths. Maybe only 1 tenth as he heads into this long left-hander uphill. Is a chance for a move? No, I don't think so. I think Brett's had a better run out of the sweeping lefter there. So he's going to have to wait until the next corner. They're both getting very sideways there. Nick Noone tries to carry that momentum around the outside, but just hasn't got enough to get past Brett and put it on the inside. Again, throwing the car in to this banked right-hander, and now down the hill. He is less than 2 tenths away. And there you can see right on the bumper there of Brett Riquet. Is there a move going up into the final sector? Let's have a look. He's really throwing that car right behind Brett. He's late on the brakes. He's outbraked him. Is he going to make the apex? He will. And he's sideways. Brett's looking for a cutback on the inside, but this will then again be the outside for the next double left-hander. He is ahead on track though. Very brave move from the Belgian there. Excellent job. Nick throwing that car through the left-hander, but he's losing time instead. He's now half a second down, and Cuzzy is now catching as well. Less than 8 tenths, and now in the slipstream, provided he keeps it in one piece onto the back straight. So here comes Cuzzy, trying to use loads of that rumble strip there, and he is gaining indeed. Now he is less than a half a second behind Nick. No Hassle is meanwhile dropped off the back instead there to 1.4 seconds. So this could have been a podium for him that is now gone spiralling down the drain. Meanwhile, Willie D has taken the lead from ART Terminator and is now opened up a gap of over a second to him, as we've only got 3 and a bit minutes left to go. So we're in the final 20% of our race. We might get one more lap at the end of that as well, of course. Willie D leads the Terminator by 1 second. We then got Bradley Carter 6.5 seconds down the road, 2 seconds up on Brett, who's got a slight penalty there, but shouldn't be too much of an issue at the end. Cuzzy is now 8 tenths behind. It seems that Nick has had an incident as well. No. He says no. I'm forgetting things. I'm going too quickly. Never mind. Nick is chasing Cuzzy half a second back. 2 seconds up on No Hassle there, who is 4.5 up on Craggs. Bit of a lonely race for Craggs, unfortunately. Maybe have a better one second time round. 19 seconds up there on Carrot Crunch, so he's not managed to make any inroads on those top 8 places, but he is off of the bottom and he's now in P9. Kelvin is down in 10th there, only a second, maybe 2 seconds off, so there is a chance for him. 25 seconds down the road there is Mike in the Man United Pantera. We've got Cantona in P12 heading around the first corner, 7.5 seconds back, and Dawes, after that unfortunate spin on the last corner, finds himself 14 seconds off of P12. Willie D crossing the line there to start lap 9, so I reckon we've got another maybe 2 more laps left in this race. Only a second now up on the Terminator. You can see him dropping his penalty as he heads through turn 1. He's only got 1/10 left to serve. Again, these penalties normally for track limit infringements, as we don't set the contact ones on. Our drivers are generally very good with contact. He's now still 7 seconds up there on Bradley Carter, the championship leader. Still a 2 second gap to Brett Riquet, so he's trying to keep that distance. Of course, Brett is not in with a chance of the championship at the time, at the moment, but any places that Bradley loses now will come at the expense of his lead to this man here, Cuzzy, challenging for second place in the championship. And he's only, I think, about 20 points off of that lead. He's just out the slipstream of Brett Riquet, though. He's only got about 2 more laps to get those extra points. And Nick is now threatening behind, only 4 tenths down in P6. He's going for a bit more conservative line. He's going to try and keep some more balance in the car and go for a move down here. Have to have a look. No, he's not going to go for that one yet. Very sensible. No Hassle down in 7th. Of course, he could have been in for an absolute shed load of points, but not a great run for him this time round. At least there's no pit wall smashing. Craggs in 8th, Carrot Crunch in 9th, Kelvin, Mike, Khan and Dawes rounding off our order there. I think Dawes might be about to get lapped there by Willie D, unfortunately. Willie D, they're happy to use the slipstream there of the 13th place driver to try and extend his lead over the Terminator. But I think Toad's had a much better run out of the last corner. Willie's almost pushing Dawes out of the way. I'm in for first place. Give me the space. Dawes out onto the inside. How about Terminator? He's a bit of a compromise run out there, I think. No, actually, he's gaining time. Fair play from Dawes there. Out of the way in the nick of time. So I think the fight we really want to be watching is going to be this one here on board with the Terminator, as they're going to be on the last lap now, lap 10. Willie D getting very sideways. Terminator also with a bit of a drift. He has lost a little bit of time doing that, though. He's now almost a second away. And of course, we need that slipstream to get that time back. Philip saying, come on, Lays, claw him back. We know you can do it. We know if the Terminator does anything special, it is that he will be back. And he is gaining time back against Willie D now, 8 tenths. Still not in the slipstream yet, but it could be made or broken in this final sector. Let's have a look. Willie D not quite clipping the apex. Terminator does a very good job there. And you can see The delta is still only at 9/10. He should have been gaining time there, but maybe loss of traction out the exit there. Smooth calling from the pair from here, but Willie D still extending that lead to over a second now, and this might well be it for Terminator's race win, unless Willie D has a catastrophic mistake on the final corner. But that is not like him, and he has made it through in one piece. So it looks like race 1 of the roulette race tonight will go to Willie D, unless of course he spins it too early. No, he's just about made it there. Terminator pirouetting in out of sympathy there in P2. Bradley Carter takes it home by a second and a half to Brett Rickett in P4. Nick Nowen in P5. No Hassle in 6th. Cuzzy down to 7th. That's not good for his championship hopes there. Dawes crossing the line to finish off his race in P13. We've got Craigs coming home on his own in P8. I'm not sure we've got any fighting behind us. Carrot Cruncher leads Kelvin by 2.5 seconds. As long as he keeps it clean, this should be an easy P9 for him, which I'm sure he will do. So there you go, there's Carrot Cruncher. Kelvin spinning him maybe a little bit too early there. That's of course showing off his Hudgewaller skills. I think there's a little bit of Barry's clip there. Yes. But it's Sardinia. Someone has to, don't they? And there's Kelvin over the line. So I think you're about to see our final order for tonight. And as always, we're going to jump into the party and have a chat with our participants. There's our race winner there, Willie D, with that delightful Thomas the Tank Engine adorning the bonnet there. Let's get into the party chat and see what they made of race 1.
Offside, yes, well done, Lionel.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to ART. You are live, please do not swear.
All right, my booty.
First one, Willie D, you happy with the race win?
Yeah, very simple. Yeah, like it. Good win. I'm happy.
You did have to push there. Terminator was very convincing for most of that race. Did you think you were going to have him at any point?
No. I just thought, as long as I had no hassle in the bag, I was happy. And he was there in 7th, so that's it.
Of course, he is your main championship rival, so there's a big cartload of points you'll be taking home for race 2. Terminator, are you there, Terminator?
Yes.
Very fortunate to lose P1 in the last few laps. Did you think you were going to have that win in the bag? Were you happy with it, or did it come out of nowhere?
I knew he was right there, but yeah, I made a small mistake, so I'm happy with 2nd place.
Okay,
it was
well,
hard to wheel that bag in.
It is a tricky beast, but you've done a fantastic points haul there, and best of luck for race 2.
Cheers.
Last one, No Hassle. You there, No Hassle?
Hello.
You were in for P3 at one point. What's happened?
I hit a barrier.
You hit a barrier.
Still doing work. That's still the barrier in the background. Yeah, I hit a barrier, mate. That was it. I really liked the barrier. It had a good context of the barrier, so it felt inviting.
Oh, well, we've just got Alfie commenting right now saying hello. You've got any words for Alfie about your race tonight?
Yeah, perhaps don't watch me, but yeah, watch the rest go quick. But hello, Alfie.
Okay, Alfie, what would you? I'll tell you when Alex is on the screen, and you can cut away. And when he's gone, we come back. All right. In the meantime, we go for race 2. Best of luck, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, Squid.
All right. Race 2. Let's have a look at the wheel. We've got Alfie there saying you should not something. If it loads up on my comments, I'll have another look at that one. I don't need the replay. I need the track settings. Right, so spinning the wheel. He said that you should not crash. That does always help if you want to win a race. But as we said, in order to finish first you must finish. And I think Alex chose to finish a little bit further down than when he should have done. We're now going to Dragon Trail Seaside Reverse. So interesting track here. Of course, doing the chicane of death backwards, or the chicane of death as it's known. And once again, we will have a 7-minute qualifier into a 15-minute race. So once all the drivers are on track, we'll get straight underway with our qualifier. I can see we've got 9 people watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's been a bit of a hot and sweaty night if you're here in the UK, but thank you for tuning in on this very hot and muggy Friday night. Please drop a like on the video if you haven't already. We're on 7 likes, that's fantastic. We can make at least 10, that would be amazing. And of course, put a comment in the video. Who do you think is going to win this one? I think this one's going to go to Cuzzy. I know he's very confident around Dragon Trail, but I'm not too sure about the reverse layout. We'll have to see. So once Willie D's on track, we will get underway with the qualifying. Oh, and can't turn that too. Urban Fire saying good luck everybody. Thank you for tuning Urban Fire. Been a fairly regular viewer over the past few events. We're really glad to have you in the comments, cheering on your teammates and your comrades here at Amigos Racing Team. And again, if you want to be part of our fantastic racing community, check out our Discord in the link in the description. We've got a wide variety of races going on, almost anything that will suit your taste. All you've got to do is join the club. Terminator says pit wall. Let's hope no one has the pit wall today. So let's head outside with our host with the most, ART No Hassle. Again, this was all by his design. We weren't too sure if it was going to take off at the start, but we instantly filled all of our possible places, and they've been filled for almost every single event. I believe just bar tonight, actually, which is a shame. We didn't have all of our drivers, but it's been an extremely popular format, and we're really, really hoping we can run this again. Perhaps with some old favourite drivers, perhaps with some new contenders. And again, if you want to be one of them, get involved in the Discord, as I think Cuzzy is already sampling the chicane of death, at least with the rear end of his car in the background there. So, Dragon Trail, seaside layout, in the Croatian mountains in the background there. Of course, a slightly different track now. Now we've got mostly the uphill section here, leading down into the S-bends rather than the other way around, which might catch a couple of our drivers out, especially as we head out of this S-complex. We're right on board with No Hassle here. If I can get the indoor shot, there we go, interior shot. He's already a little bit sideways down here, and I think this might be the place that catches some people out, because if we're going a little bit too wide, we might just clip the grass and end up in that orange barrier, and I'm sure we've all been there in the daily races. So let's hope it doesn't happen to any of our drives today. As I can actually see, I think a couple of people might be facing the wrong way. As I think Craggs keeps it in one line, in tuck there. And there goes Cantona, unfortunately off at the first S, and that's a huge crash there from the Brit. If we can have maybe a quick shot of what's happened there. So on board there with Cantona heading up the hill. I have to find exactly what's happened here. Maybe he's been braking and turning and has upset the balance of the car. So he's maybe he's just not turned in enough there as he's gone down the hill and straight through and into the barrier. A huge impact there. But according to Jeff, it's just a minor knock, and I'm sure he'll be alright. So we're going to keep going. As No Hassle there, crossing the line to start his first lap. Again, around a power track like Dragon Trail Seaside, you really want to be using that slipstream down the home straight, up the hill, and of course heading into that final sector and back onto the main straight. You see the No Hassle is right up under the rear bumper there of Brett Riquet, but through the Dragon Trail chicane of death, especially backwards, you really need all the visibility you can, and I can admit to upsetting 1 or 2 drivers there. So No Hassle's clipped too much of it, and he's in the wall. What's happened here? Let's see if he's clipped the wall on the outside as he's driving through the tunnels here. So following closely behind Brett Riquet. Maybe he's just thrown it in a little bit too aggressively. He has indeed, and he's not been able to correct that before he hits the wall, unfortunately. And he's gone for another spin just in time. Fantastic. He's having a wonderful night. And it's okay, Alex. Only 14 people will have seen that. Don't worry. Thank you to the 14 of you who've tuned in to see No Hassle doing his best pig spins. If you know, then you know. So we can also see a Bradley Carter throwing it sideways down the hill. Fantastic piece of showmanship there. Maybe a little bit of a kick out as well as he heads down the last one. And there it is. We love to see it. A little bit of snap over steer. But as long as you control it, Mr. No Hassle, as Alfie says, try and keep it out of the walls. That's probably the most efficient way around the track. They've even given you some tarmac. How helpful was that? As a Terminator also, I think, exploring the track limits there. So if we have maybe a little bit look down the track as well, if anyone is in a bit of a train, I'm not too sure there. Someone's gone for a spin on the map there, and that is Dawes. Not having a good time here down these S-bends. It's really catching a couple of people out. So we can see he's just getting a little bit sideways. I think he's throwing a little bit too much rotation through the car down the hill. Fortunately, avoids the barrier there, and maybe a bit of a bonk at the end. But is just about safe. So Bradley Carter coming line to set his first qualifying lap. The Terminator possibly in the slipstream there. Bradley Carter setting a 2:01. Terminator 6 seconds off the pace. I'm sure we'll see him drop from P2. No hassle crossing the line there with a 2:11 after his incident. Craig's a much cleaner lap with a 2:04. Here comes Kelvin with a I've missed it there. 2:06. Cuzzy up into second with a 2:03. Brett goes over the line with a 2:27 after he must have had an incident as well then. Nick is about to cross the line now with a I've skipped it there. A 2:06. Good lap time from him. Anyone else cross the line? We've got Kelvin up into 6th with his 2:06 as well. Getting very sideways through the chicane there. Cantona good enough for 8th place so far with that 2:11. I think we've seen a fair few drivers there making errors and compromising their times. Bradley Carter is still leading with that 2-minute flat. Will he do the 2:01? Cat Country with the 2:02. That is good enough for, I think it's 5th place. So I've got a fairly long lap around here. I'm sure we'll see, I'd say, I want to say 8 laps of racing at Dragon Trail Seaside Reverse. So again, it's these two again. It's Bradley Carter and it's Cuzzy duking it out for the series win. Bradley Carter, though, you can see with the slipstream there on Terminator going down the hill. I lost a little bit of time, it seems, in that tricky left-hander in the final sector, but that slipstream may make all the difference as he heads round this tricky left-right chicane back onto the home straight. Of course, this is all about keeping tight as you can on this left corner so you can then straight line as much as possible for the right-hander and wash out nice and wide and maintain that momentum. You can see at maybe a cost of a tenth or two, he's trying to keep that slipstream off of the Terminator. Let's see how he does as he crosses the line. Mike, they're setting a 2:29, so he's definitely got some time to make up. Is Bradley Carter going to make that 2-minute barrier? No, but the Terminator will instead with a 1:59.4. An excellent lap from him with no slipstream puts him 6/10 up on Bradley Carter. Cuzzy about to cross the line. There's no hassle, improves for a 2-minute 2 second. Cuzzy crossing the line, is that a 1:59? It's a 1:59 dead, so that's another 4/10 up on Terminator, and crucially a second ahead of his championship rival. But Brett there stealing a 1:59.3, only 3/10 more or less down. Now Nick Noon, Kiwi Nick, up into first place with a 1:58.7, so we're really seeing these times start to tumble now. Could we even see maybe a low 58, if not even a 57, as the drivers make their way around? Some of these guys at the front might have time for 2 more laps. I think the rest will only have time for 1. We'll have to have a look. Cantona improving there for a 2:07 exactly. We've got a couple of crashes there, and Nick Nolan has gone off, and Brett as well. What's happened here? Oh no, I've gone too far. No, never mind. I better quit that one. Of course, got to set the replay markers, that's why. So we saw there Nick going off and Brett going off as well. I'm not too sure if I can get a replay of that one. I might be too far gone. Oh no, there he goes there. So Nick getting way too much speed through the chicane there, and unfortunately it's really cost him a lap time there. It's like Brett is also recovering, and they're maybe going to consider slipstreaming Nick for the rest of the qualifying session. They should have time for 1 more lap, but of course they don't want to hinder each other's progress. We can see a couple of drivers as well up the top of our track there, maybe fighting for some slipstream. I don't think it's going to be Terminator. He's on his own. It's probably going to be Bradley Carter here in 5th place. It is indeed trying to chase down No Hassle, and I can see Cuzzy in the back of the shot looking for a bit of the action. So we've only got just over a minute left of qualifying. Let's see if there are any more gains to be made with that exceptional time of 1:50. Where is it? 1:58 there, set by Nick the Kiwi. So to the 10 of you watching, thank you for joining. We've got 1 minute of qualifying left. It's still anybody's race for the time being. Nick getting all kinds of sideways there, and a puff of smoke for good measure. No Hassle up into 6th place with a 2:01. We've still got some time to qualify. Nick, I think, there is definitely in the slipstream of the Crazy Taff, and this will help him down the home straight and onto the start of his next lap. Of course, every 10th counts. He's not going to have time for another qualifying lap, I don't think, so that will be him with 1:58.7. Has anyone else got anything in the bag? No, I think we are done. So it's Nick No One, Cuzzy, Brett and Terminator at the front. So again, in for another 15-minute race. My money's still on Cuzzy. But Kiwi Nick showing he's got some extraordinary pace there. With a little pop-up headlights there from some of our contenders. Put your bets down in the comments. I'm going for Ryan Badge, you know, also known as Cuzzy. Good luck to you, Alex, there from Alfie, watching there in the wings. He's in position 6. Let's see how he gets on from the start line. So we got 5 red lights, and away we go. A fairly good start there from No Hassle. Let's have a look. Is his rear view mirror as well? We can see he's already battling with Bradley Carter for P5. Are they all going to keep it clean into turn? Let's have a look. I don't see any late moves on the brakes so far in the rear view. He's going to try and keep it wide around Bradley Carter, but he will have that inside line. And as we have a look, we might well be side by side through the chicane of death. We've still got Nick No One at the front of the pack, Cuzzy in second, Brett in third, Terminator in fourth, but dueling with Bradley Carter as well, who they might be side by side. Who is going to concede? They're almost 3-way through the chicane. This is not going to end well. Terminator all kinds of sideways, clipping the barrier, and he's going to lose 1, 2, maybe 3 places there as he's battling with Willie D to try and keep himself in the fight. Brett Marquette up into 5th, Willie D round the outside into 6th, Terminator into 7th. Not a good start for the Dane by any means. Just behind as well, we've got Carrot Cruncher going side by side, I think, with Craggs. Now he's up into 8th now. Craggs holding a tight inside line there. The Carrot Cruncher is in the wall. That's unfortunate for him. What has happened there? Let's have a look on board there as he heads down into this tricky, tightening left-hander. Terminator goes very wide, maybe for a slingshot up the hill. A bit of contact there with the Terminator, and he's not able to control the rotation, unfortunately. At the front though, Nick has also gone off, and he's going to lose that place there to Cuzzy. Bradley Carter is also going to be in tow. Is he going to be passed? He is passed as well. What has happened there to Nick No One? We've got just another replay, I think. As he's heading down the hill, he's got an easy gap there to Cuzzy, but he's just held it a bit too hot, I think. A bit too sideways, and there's that clip of the grass I was warning you about, and the wall that I was so concerned of before. That's going to cost him that place to Cuzzy, and we've got there Bradley Carter just down the road as well. He's now lost 3 seconds, 3.5 almost, to the leader, the Kiwi Nick there, and still sideways. He's got No Hassle, no, so Willie D threatening it in P4. No Hassle is in P5, just on the very tails of the slipstream, but I don't think he's in it. No, he is in it now. A good shift there from the black and green Pantera. So a running order after a very hectic lap 1 there is Cuzzy, 2 seconds up on his championship rival Bradley Carter. Nick the Kiwi in 3rd, Willie D in 4th, and No Hassle in 5th. So we go back down the pack a little bit more. We've got their Terminator just holding off Cantona in 7th place. Well done, Cantona, indeed. Craggs in 8th, Kelvin 9th. Carrot Cruncher, after crunching the wall, is down into 10th place. And Brett, who's had an atrocious start there, it seems, maybe another spin off camera there, is now all the way down in 11th. Daddy Mike in P12, and Dawes just behind, only by a second, in P13. So look back up the field there. Nick No One challenging Bradley Carter through the chicane of death. Very brave there. I've still got Willie D just lurking behind there in 4th place. We're getting very sideways there. That's cost him almost 4/10 on the corner entry, but he's going to slingshot back up the hill and claim them back. We can still see in the chat there, Alfie. We hope you're still watching. There's your guy in the background there, No Hassle. He's got the Terminator behind him. That's not something you ever want to see, whether it's in a movie or in real life. So we see the Terminator. We'll see if we can follow him down the hill. As No Hassle, they're getting very sideways there. Is that another spin? It might just be. No, he has saved it, but they're side by side into that bottom part of the S. Is Terminator using a little bit of grass to keep that inside line, and he does. But that means he's going to have No Hassle in his rear view mirror. Is he going to go for a dive bomb on the inside? He's bumping him down the road a little bit. Get a move on. No, he's going to stay in that slipstream. He's very, very tight behind, and I think No Hassle is probably thinking he's going to go for that slipstream pass on the main straight. But we're only going to find that out if we ride on board. So let's have a look. He's only 3/10 behind. If he has a good run through this final chicane, 5th place could well be up for grabs. Let's have a look. Very safe and sensible there. But I think he's lost time instead. He's almost doubled that gap now, and he's almost, in fact, out of the slipstream. So it might well have been worth going for that overtake at the start. So we can see the emoji there from Brad. Is that a squid? I hope so. That's my favourite emoji. Can't imagine why. In the meantime, though, with just over 10 minutes remaining, we have Cuzzy almost 4 seconds up now on his championship rival, Bradley Carter. And just behind there, we can see Willie D and Nick Nolan going side by side. This could be an interesting battle into the chicane of death. Nick Nolan's got a better shift there up into 4th gear, but Willie D still has the inside, and Nick is going to concede that place. Question is there going to be a mistake? There is indeed. Willie D hits the wall, as does Cuzzy as well. And that is the last thing we needed from any of these guys. Nick Nolan, 2 places there. So let's have a look at Cuzzy, see what's happened to him. If you watch behind, he's just got 2 sideways into that first apex, straight into the wall. Bless you, sweetheart. Bradley Carter there up into 2nd place. Willie D crunching the wall, and Nick Noon using the recovering Cuzzy to take 2nd place convincingly. Crazy driving we're seeing here at the chicane of death, and I'm sure it's only going to go on. If we go back down the road as well, I think Torrance is still trying to get on the back of this train. He is indeed. He's really gapped there, no hassle. 2 seconds now in the space of only half a lap. He's really got to put his foot down, but not in the places where he's going to spin. There comes no hassle in 6th place. Craggs is under threat from Kelvin the Crazy Taff as they head down the S's, but are they going to keep it in a straight line? Let's have a look. I think they're just about going to keep it on the track there. A bit of a slide there from Craggs, but that's one of those controlled slides that we love to see. Carrot Cruncher up into 9th place there, so Cantona is dropping down the order. He's 2 seconds off Carrot Cruncher, but he's still 7 seconds off of Brett, who's having an absolute nightmare here, it seems. Dawes down in P12, sorry, Mike in P12 and Dawes in P13. Willie D, though, is back up in 2nd, so it seems that Nick has also had an off. We're being to find out what's happened to him. And I think he's recovering from that corner there. So previously he must have gone off down the hill, I think. And he's still back with the Terminator, and the Terminator is now up into P3, in fact. But Nick Noon is in the slipstream. Will he have that place back as they head into turn 1? Let's have a look from behind this battling pair. He's going for that wide line, so perhaps a cut back there. Terminator not so good at the apex there. Nick Noon cutting back. You see he's got the momentum, but Terminator shuts that move off, keeping to the outside, and perhaps a little bit of an accidental bump draft from the Kiwi is not going to help him in the death chicane. But it's not called the death chicane for no reason. There could well be a mistake in the making. However, this battling is going to put our championship leader Bradley Carter in a fantastic stead there, as Terminator is sideways into the wall, scraping the nose of that 1970s big cheese wedge car, and that gives Nick the 3rd position. And more importantly, this is going to put Terminator in range of No Hassle, who's still lurking in 5th place. Although he's not done so well through that corner there, you can see Terminator edging away by a 10th or so. No Hassle's not had the best exit either, and Terminator I think should be comfortably in P4. We head back down, we've got Cuzzy there, almost under threat from Craggs, so he's not had a good race tonight either. That accident at the chicane of death has really cost him, it seems. Craggs though is still under threat from Kelvin. These two have been side by side for the past lap. There could be a move in the making very soon. Carrot Cruncher down in 9th. Brett is up into 10th place, having overtaken Cantona, but still in the top 10 is not good enough for a driver of Brett's calibre, and he will be very disappointed. Let's have a look. Where's the fighting going on? Not over here, I don't think. This is a possible fight here. Looks like Craggs has completely dropped there. Kelvin's maybe an accident heading down the S's, or maybe just a little bit more bravery. He's extending that gap from only about a 10th, sorry, about a second to almost 4, and it is indeed 4 now. Kelvin's really got to get a move on there if he wants that P7 back. It was a fantastic battle for the meantime, as Kelvin almost drops it off of the curb there, but good recovery there from the Welshman. So I think the battle we're looking for then might well be this one here. It's going to be Craggs hunting down Cuzzy, but he's getting very sideways out of that corner there. Craggs meanwhile keeps it a little bit more planted and is now in the slipstream. Let's ride on board there with Craggs as we can see how beneficial that slipstream is. He's half a second back now. Half a second now, 4 tenths. 3 tenths as they go over the line. So you can see just on that back straight alone, it's worth at least 3 tenths of a second if you time it right. Cuzzy there just missing the leg apex there. That might cost him out of the corner as he heads onto the grass, but just holds it off. However, a better runner has gained him another 3 tenths to play with. The question is he going to throw it away in the chicane of death? We'll have to watch as we ride on board behind Craggs. He's gaining though a bit more traction out of that final corner. You see there Cuzzy being a lot more careful, a lot more measured there as they head through the chicane. Craggs, though, a bit more aggressive, I think, but has lost the time there by not cutting the corners, and he's now 1.5 seconds down. So really, the momentum could be anything between half a second to 1.5 seconds, depending on how much you carry. We've got just under 6 minutes of our race left. Bradley Carter is still out in the lead, 3 seconds up on Willie D down in P2, and Nick is closing in now. He's just about a second behind Willie D, but he knows he can get P2. We're probably going to have another 3 more laps, I would say, here, and he's definitely within a shot of grabbing that second place. Terminator down in P4 for the time being, and No Hassle in P5, with Cuzzy making his way back up in P6, but far, far behind where he wants to be. Craggs in 7th with now 4 seconds over Kelvin the Crazy Taff. But maybe a bad run out of that corner, and now Kelvin is closing in by 2 seconds, but he's gone very wide there into the gravel. He's kept it in a straight line, but all that work he had done to catch up might well have just been thrown down the drain, and it has indeed, although I think Craggs got a bit out of shape there as well, so he's still gained a second roughly. Carrot Cruncher is down in 9th there. Brett is only a 1.5 seconds back, I think, in P10. There he is there, the Belgian. Cantona in 11th, going nice and carefully there through the S's. Mike coming up the hill in 12th, and Dawes making his way out of the chicane of death there in 13th. Let's run on board there briefly with our race leader as Bradley sends it through the chicane there, grazing both of those large rumble strip curves there, holding 3rd gear to keep that stability in the car, and now through 4th as he clips the remainder of that track furniture there. Heading down into this left hand, it's a very tricky left-hander. You've got to kind of keep it tight, run into the middle, and then tight again for that second late tight apex. Willie D, though, is now seriously under threat from Nick. He's just about to fall out of the slipstream, I think, but he could well gain it as he heads down the hill. Let's see how brave the Kiwi is. You see the gap on there is now 1/8 and falling very slightly, but how is he going to manage down the hill? He's really thrown that Pantera into the apex there. Willie D, though, not quite making the apex of the second one. How's he doing for the third one? He's going a bit more measured, whereas Nick No does not care for those tyres at all. He's going to hurl that through the bottom of that corner, but at the expense of his gap to Willie D. So again, as Willie D was doing in the previous race, maybe a little bit more gentle on the steering could well help him gain that time back. Terminator there just through the background in P4. No Hassle there in P5. So it's not been a great race for him either, starting very promisingly, but could definitely have done better tonight, as could this man here, Cuzzy, who I thought was on for the win. The championship really is going to be hanging in the balance now as we head into the final race. It might even be a foregone conclusion. Craggs in P7. Kelvin is still trying to hunt him down in P8. Fantastic effort there from these two. That's Kelvin there with, I think, a much better run. I think the issue there with Craggs, he's not quite putting his foot down out of that tight left-hander, and this is where Kelvin is making his time back up. That's already about half a second through those last 2 left-hand kinks alone. What will the gap be like as they head up the hill? You see Kelvin getting very wide there. It's going to compromise his run up onto the home straight, I think. And you see he's already lost 2/10 just on the exit. Make that 3/4, half a second now as they head up the hill. So Kelvin's really got to be careful for that last chicane. We've got 2.5 minutes, so I think most of our field, or at least half our field, will be making 2 more laps of racing. Bradley Carter there is really now under fire from Willie D. We just tuned in. Willie D going very sideways there, but he's now right up on the back of Bradley Carter. Let's watch this unfold as they head down into the S section there. 2/10, 1/10 now as they are side by side heading up into this second sector. Is Willie going to try and hang it around the outside? It would be a very bold move. He is on the outside. He's going to send it all the way around the outside of Bradley Carter. That's a sensational move, and he keeps it for the second. What about the third one? His driver's going all kinds of sideways, and he does indeed keep that place. Question is, though, with Mike L, he's going to move off the racing line, I think, to try and let these guys have their battle. Is Bradley Carter going to move on the inside? I don't think so. Very sensible driving from Mike there, allowing to get through, as he does for Nick, just in the background there, who is, if I look there, only 1.5 seconds off of the lead. So with 1 more lap left, it could really be anyone's win and anyone's podiums. I do, though, want to get another look at that move there from Willie D. That's an amazing move around the outside. Super, super brave there. Urban Fire agrees, what a move we saw there. And to keep it while sideways is magnificent driving there from Willie D. Good job. But it looks like Bradley Carter has made a move on him as they head down to the back straight for what will be their last lap. Willie D, though, only a tenth and a half behind Bradley Carter. Is there a move down into the first corner? Bradley Carter defending on the inside. He's not going around the outside again. Surely not. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Some extraordinary moves from Willie D. That is phenomenal racecraft. He is now ahead into the chicane of death. But of course, this can make or break his P1 and can turn it into a P4. How are they going to go? They're really attacking it there. Bradley Carter sideways, a wonderful drift, but keeps it held. Meanwhile, Nick Nowen is now in the slipstream of Bradley Carter. So that move, fantastic for the cameras, but not for his race. Urban Fire there with this impressive emoji as they're both side by side, almost tandem drifting through that left-hander. This is really heating up now as you run on board there with Bradley Carter. Let's have a look and see what he sees in his rearview mirror there. He's now dropping Nick up the hill, but of course we know that Nick can be a threat as he heads down this part of the track. Willie D now 1.3 seconds ahead, and this might well be his race to lose if Bradley Carter just goes off the track. There could be a penalty. It is indeed, and now he's sideways. He's going to keep the composure as Weedy grazing the grass. He's on the grass, but he's not in the wall, crucially. And Bradley Carter is gaining time up from Nick. However, he's got to ditch 4/10 of a penalty before he crosses the line. With Willie D with a 1 second penalty there. This could be anyone's race as they head into the last few corners. It's only a second and a half between the front three drivers. Two of them with a penalty. Nick could get this race win if he just keeps it clean. I think we're going to run a ball with Nick and get the front seats for this final lap battle. Let's have a look there. They're both dropping those penalties millisecond by millisecond, but Bradley Carter's got a little bit to drop, as has Willie D. Bradley Carter might have the race win if he has a tiny lift before the finish line, but Nick is in a really close position to see how this unfolds. Let's have a look as they head over the finishing line. Three drivers within a second. What is going to happen here? They're going to drop the throttle at the last second. And it's Bradley. No, it's Nick has taken the win by a tenth and a half. Bradley Carter second, Willie Dean third. What a fantastic finish there. Terminator in fourth, Cuzzy in fifth, and there's No Hassle just in the background there in P6. What a finish that was. Goodness me. Here's Kelvin, the crazy Taff, has just managed to hold off Craigs. Or has he? He's in the wall, sliding all over the grass. Where is Craigs? Here he is, a much better run. He's 3.9 behind, now 3.3, now 3 exactly, but I don't think he's going to have enough legs to get up the hill and past the crazy Taff. I don't think so. Here he comes over the line to take P7, and there is Craigs in P8 with another spin over the line for good measure. Carrot Cruncher once again bringing it home in P9, and Brett Riquette unfortunately in P10, with Cantona, Mike and Dawes bringing up the rear. I totally agree with Urban Fire. That was unbelievable racing. I've just been informed by No Hassle that this does Bradley Carter the roulette race champion, but I'm still can't get my breath back over that finale at the end there. What a sensational end to the race. So I'm going to save that replay anyway. Extraordinary racing, especially from the moves from Willie D. We've got to have a chat with some of our drivers there. Let's get in the party chat. Guys, drop a like on the video for that, please. Extraordinary racing.
Daisy's got a bad ass.
Just in time for ART TV. Thank you there, Carrot Cruncher. I think if we can avoid describing Daisy's derriere, that would be fantastic. Or speaking of back ends, there was a lot of sliding in that race, but Nick Nowen sliding up into first place there. How do you feel, my friend?
Yeah, cheers. I think it was a bit of a glitch in that, because I was a bit behind the two in the front, even though they had a penalty. Yeah, that was unexpected. Conspiracy.
A bit of a conspiracy. We'll have to have a look at that one. Maybe the Gran Turismo gods were just in your favour today, but I tell you what, that made for a fantastic piece of racing to watch. Definitely get home and watch that one when you can. Second place though, Bradley Carter. That does make you the Roulette Race Series champion. How do you feel?
I'm really pleased about that. It's been a really difficult season, but
fantastic. Thank you very much. Willie D, third place. What's happening there, Willie D? You were almost on for the win.
I feel like I've just been robbed.
You feel like you've been robbed?
I had it there, and it disappeared.
It seems that you've managed to steal defeat from the jaws of victory.
Well, you do. You're lucky, mate. You should have been kidnapped, mate, not robbed.
And
Keep it PG.
we're going to keep it PG, absolutely. But I said we'll go back to you, Bradley Carter. And again, proper interview then. Champion of the series. Tell us what's going through your mind. Does this beat rallycross racing?
Well, it does at the moment because I haven't won my rallycross at the moment. So no, I've really enjoyed these last couple of races, and it's been fantastic. The racing has been so close in all the races, and it could have gone in any direction in every single race throughout the season. So, yeah.
And of course, being now a championship-winning British racing driver, do you see yourself challenging Sir Lewis Hamilton anytime soon?
I think he's safe for a while, so I'll let him enjoy the glory while he can.
Well, very modest and humble, just like all racing drivers in interviews, but of course they're absolute liars. We're going to go into race 3 for the reverse grid. Best of luck, everybody. Remember, no practice, and let's see how it goes. We've got a congratulations for you as well, Mr. Bradley Carter, so well done, and we'll see you in the next race.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Best of luck, everybody.
Pardon, Bradley.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, Squid.
Ring me.
Cool, what an amazing race that was there. Let's hope the last one has got something similar in the works. We're going to spin the wheel. And it would be apt if it was Sardinia, but I don't think it's going to go that way. Let's have a look. I think we're heading to France, it seems. And we're going to be going to the Circuit de Saint-Croix. Although I will say it does grime me a bit when I hear people call it Saint Croix or Saint Croix. As a French linguist, it's a little bit grating on my voice. But call it what you will. I think it's a phenomenal circuit. It's wonderful, amazing undulations, a wide variety of corners. And I'm sure it'll be a challenge in these ones, especially that long right-hander heading onto that enormous straight at the bottom there. I'm sure it's going to catch a few people out in the barrier. So we've got Bradley Carter in the chat there saying, Carrot Cruncher says, I win the cow as an award. Well, I mean, arguably that beats any kind of prize money or trophy. You're never going to forget winning a cow, are you? And No Hassle says, thanks for the support. Keep crashing. Well, I'm sure we're going to see a couple more incidents in this one. I think our main points of contact are going to be turn 3 at the top of the map there. I'm sure we'll see a couple of drivers falling out as they head onto the bridge in the second sector. And again, that last corner into the long straight starting the third sector. We might even see a couple of spins heading just before the finish line. But this could really be anybody's race. I said Cuzzy last time, and he didn't really help me out there, and Brad's won, so I don't really care for him winning this race. Let's go for No Hassle. Why not? He's been putting this thing on from start to finish. I'd love to see him get a win. If anyone deserves one now, it's him. We saw Daddy Mike with a fantastic win last time out, but if we could get No Hassle a win, that'd be the icing on the cake for me. So let's see how they get on. And we've got one more surprise in the works after this as well, but I can't guarantee that's going to be particularly fun for me. So once Wheelie D's on track, we'll be good to go. Again, thank you for tuning in tonight. The 9 of you who are watching at the moment, please drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Drop a comment in who do you think is going to win. And of course, if you're not a member of the Amigos Racing Team, please get involved in the description below. Many ways to get involved in a wide variety of events and races like this. Some a bit more serious, some a bit more relaxed. Alfie in the chat says Alex to win. Let's hope he takes it home today. And I think to start our race, I think it's only apt that we ride on board with our championship winner, Bradley Carter, as they head into the first few corners. This could be a nightmare because it is very tight around here. So if we got our red lights going, I think we're going to be there in a second. Hopefully someone's not going to crash. There we go. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And in the words of Murray Walker, it's go, go, go. Heading down into the first left-hand kink there. We can see already drivers squabbling, looking for slipstream, looking for space. The question is, though, are we going to make it through turn 2 in one piece? It gets very narrow, And there's a very solid metal barrier looking to greet you if you mess that one up. Couple drivers going wide already. We've not even made it to the tricky one. But what is going to happen here riding on board with Bradley Carter? There's a late move there. Oh, he's around the outside of 2. No, he's going to be put in the wall. No, Craigs is just going to keep it. Close driving there. Bit of door banging, but of course we're still through in one piece. Which is fantastic. Who's at the back though? It's not had a good time. Oh, it's still Nick. Okay, so he was at the back because he won the race, but we should see him make some places soon. Let's get right there with Daddy Mike. As you can see, Brett there on the inside already, looking for a move into this tight right-hander. And he does take that corner. So it's Brett. Oh my goodness me, who is that in the background? I couldn't see. Was that, who was that? What an enormous clash that was. I think that was Dawes. Can we see what's happened there? Sorry, riding on board there with Dawes. I think he's just missed the braking zone. There's a bump there, I think, from the Crazy Taff. And he's gone absolutely flying. I couldn't tell who that was. It's the orange car. I think that might well have been Terminator, in fact. Terminator or Kelvin, I couldn't quite tell, but that's an enormous shunt there. And that's not helped him at all. Poor Dawes. In the meantime, it looks like Brett's had an accident as well. He's down in 5th place. So we've still got Daddy Mike at the front. We love to see it. Put a like in the video for Daddy Mike, please. He is under threat, though, from Cuzzy. He's looking for some payback after losing the championship now. He's up the inside, I think, and that should put him into the race lead. He does indeed shut the door on Daddy Mike to keep P1. There's Terminator in the background there. Daddy Mike very early on the brakes. Terminator's going to go up the inside. Very smooth move there from the Dane. And now Daddy Mike is in 3rd place. That could well be 4th place as he's got Bradley Carter around the outside. He's got Brett on the inside. That's not the kind of sandwich I want to be in. He's going to keep that for the time being. Is there going to be anyone hitting the wall? Daddy Mike hits the wall. Curse of the commentator. That's 3-4 places now. Maybe 5. He's got Carrot Crunch coming behind him. No, he's going to hold that one back. So Daddy Mike now down in 8th. That's very unfortunate. Of course, someone's going to hit the wall, and he does. And of course, we've got the thanks squid on the side. I'm very sorry there, Daddy Mike. It is, though, as we head over the bridge, halfway through our lap, we've got Cuzzy, Terminator, Brett, Brad, No Hassle. We've got Nick from the back up into P6, so really making the most of these driver errors. An amazing recovery drive there from Kiwi Nick. Being hassled by Willie D. I should say hassled. Being pursued by Willie D in 7th. There's Nick Nolan again, throwing the tail out there. We've then got Carrot Cruncher and Dawes back up into 10th, so good recovery from him despite that enormous shunt he received earlier. Cantona in 11th, Craigs in 12th, Kelvin in 13th, but he's got the slipstream and this is a very long straight. So let's see if we can get a shot of just how effective that might be. We can see there Craigs going for a move on Cantona. He pulls out of the slipstream, maybe a little too early, I'm not too sure. Here comes Kelvin on the inside as well, as this could be both of them past Cantona unless he wants to shut that door on them. I'm not too sure. This could be tight. They're almost going to be 3 wide heading into this tricky right-hander. Who's going to make the move? Craigs is definitely past. Kelvin, though, is going to be a bit more considerate on the brakes, I think, and wait for that cut on the inside. Meanwhile, I want to have a look through this sector here as Cuzzy goes straight into the wall there, and that's going to allow the Terminator for a chance, as has, I think, Bradley Carter hit the wall as well. So the front 4 here, not with the easiest of runs. Brett up into P2 again. And there goes Terminator and Bradley Carter into the wall, and he's in a full-on spin. And being our championship leader, we have to get a replay of that. So let's have a look there. Bradley Carter, just not enough turning there, and he clips the first wall. You see Cuzzy ahead of him doing the same thing. And then trying to recover there and gain that speed back. He's not hit the braking zone at all. Far too late. That is Terminator in the front there from P1 down into 3rd, and Bradley Carter has gone even worse with a full-on spin. Willie D, it's like Carrot Cruncher and Mike are trying to capitalise on that as well, but did they? No, I think they tried to, but Bradley recovered just in time. Nick, though, down into P9, so again he's lost a few places as well. So our championship winner, fortunately, not too much to do as someone goes very sideways through there. Who is that in the background? I can't see it. I think it was Cantona. Let's get a shot of that. An amazing drift there. As we can see, well, someone's gone spin behind it. I think that was Dawes again. Oh, there's a bit of a shunt there, but he holds a huge slide there. Lost a lot of speed to Kelvin, but I'll tell you what, it looked fantastic for the cameras. Brett, though, is now taking the lead from Cuzzy. It's opened up a gap of almost 2 seconds to this graffitied Pantera. Cuzzy very late in the brakes there. I'm not sure he's even made the corner. I think he's gone very wide there. No Hassle, though, should do a bit of a better job, I hope. And I think he does indeed. A little bit more consistent on the corner there. as is Willie D. So my replay's glitching a bit there. We've got Terminator and Carrot Cruncher battling for P5. Carrot Cruncher telling the Terminator what he thought of that move around the outside, and he's going to keep it instead for P5. Bit of aggressive driving there, and that's going to put him into the wall, I think. There he is in the wall. Terminator's going to have that place back, thank you, sir. And I think Bradley Carter is looking for some of that action as well. Clean around the outside there, straight out of the textbook of Willie D, I think, for P6, and Cruncher is down into 7th place. Daddy Mike recovering into 8th place. Nick is trying to get back on the path in 9th place. Kelvin is in 10th. Carney's been chased by Craggs for 11th and 12th. And Dawes, who made a fantastic recovery and then lost it again, I think, on the last corner, is at the back in 13th. We've got No Hassle in 3rd. Someone's gone sideways there. It's Willie D slaloming across the track. What has happened there? So Willie's got a big gap. It's No Hassle, and I think he's just trying to claw some of it back by throwing the car in. You can see there, he's just clipped the gravel, I think, and that's upset the car. Drifting right, drifting left, but he's kept it in one piece. Fortunately for him, but that's putting right the threat from the Terminator. These two might well be chasing each other over the bridge for P3. Let's have a look there. Willie D still sideways, but an excellent run out of that last corner by the Terminator in the slipstream. Let's see what he can do. Willie D sliding into that right hand lane, maybe thinking Tony's not going to go for it with the slipstream at the back. Terminator, I think, just wants to lift off and bump him along instead. Hopefully they know they've both got P3 up for grabs if they keep it sensible. Terminator's not quite hit the apex. He's going to avoid the wall though, fortunately, and he's going to be within that slipstream of Willie D heading down onto the main straight. I think we'll stay on board with these two just to see how effective that slipstream is, provided the Terminator stays in it. He's losing a couple tenths. He's getting them back on the exit though, and now we're right on board. So he's 3 tenths behind, 2.5, now 2 tenths, now 1.5 tenths. He's going to pull out early, I think, there. They're now side by side up into 5th gear, 135 miles an hour there, neck and neck. Willie D now going back into the slipstream. Is this going to be a re-overtake into the last corner? Let's have a look there. Willie D doing 150, almost maxing out 5th gear there. Of course, these cars I don't think have a 6th gear. Willie D's not going to make that move, or is he? A late move onto the inside there, and he will retake P4. He's going to keep it on the track though. He's gone very wide, side by side with Terminator into this interesting village complex now. Let's have a look. Is Willie going to keep it on the straight and narrow? If we get the cockpit cam, Terminator is all over his mirrors there. Holding 3rd gear, bit of a lift, getting sideways. It's unbalanced the car, but he's kept it on the track, and importantly is keeping that gap to the Terminator. Now down to 4th gear. On the grass, that's not where I'd want to be. He's gone very wide there into the barrier, and Terminator is back up into P4. Willie D into the wall. He's lost that P5 now to Bradley Carter. I can see on the radar as well, we've got Carrot Cruncher trying to go around here. He's got to swerve last minute, not seeing where Willie was going to rejoin the track, and he now takes P6. Fantastic driving from the Carrot Cruncher. You can say that was a brave move. Basically put himself in some cowpat with that one there, down to 7th and back down into 8th. I'm very sorry I had to make that one, guys, but looks like it's not going very well there. But in another incident there with Nick has gone off the track, and Carrot Cruncher is going to take P6 back again. Incredible racing here. What has gone on with these guys? Let's have a look there as Nick is side by side, I think, there. Well, it's Willie D. What's happened to Nick there? Nick's gone very well. He's missed the apex, as has Willie D. Carrot Crunch keeping it clean, says thank you very much. Round the left of one, round the right of another, and he's back up into P6. But has he kept it down the straight? He has, just about, as Willie D always clipping the wall there. Nick Noon getting all sideways as well. Amazing racing in the finale of the series tonight. You love to see it. Come on, guys, slap a like on the video. We're on 7. Let's get 10 at least. Yes, please. Brett Marquette with a gap at the front there of almost 3.5 seconds to Cuzzy. So perhaps this is a track more to the Belgians' liking. Cuzzy down in P2, almost 2 seconds up on No Hassle, who's still in chance of a podium finish. Would be amazing for No Hassle to get a podium in this last competitive outing. Terminator 6.5 seconds down the road, and he's got Bradley Carter chasing him down, only a second behind as they head into the third sector, then I believe. You got Carrot Cruncher up from P6 there, 6th to 8th, back to 6th. Willie D in 7th, quite proudly using use of the pad. Both of them there, goodness me, flying into the barrier there. And I think Nick Noon's going to have those places back. But let's have a quick see what's happened here. So on board with Willie D, they're heading round this long right hand, which then tightens suddenly into another one. They've just completely missed the braking zones, and Nick Noon's going to cut around this corner and see two cars kicking up all kinds of dust, and I think he knows that's going to be another 2 places. Let's have a look and see what's happened there. He's taken one off of Willie D, but maybe not the other one off of Carrot Cruncher. At least not yet. Willie D, though, looking to fight him around the outside. Is there a lunge on the inside? No, not yet. No hassle, as you can see, he's up into P2 and a second and a half up on Cuz. There might be another mistake there. Quick jump back to these guys. They're still fighting, only 2 tenths in it then, as they head down this snaking section back onto the wonderful bridge there. You see Nick's a little bit late on the brakes there. Willie D's definitely going to make the most of that gap now. He's broken the slipstream. More importantly, he's in the slipstream of Carrot Cruncher, which he will want as he heads onto that enormous back straight. We've only got 4 minutes of racing left there. Kelvin is in 9th place behind this squabbling trio. Mike in 10th. Dawes in 11th. 1.2, 1.4 then. 0.5 up on Craggs. Unfortunately, Dawes has lost it there. And he's given that place to Craggs there, P11, unfortunately, from Dawes. He's not enjoying this track at all, I don't think. Noise Cantona, unfortunately, at the back there, 17 seconds off the pace. Meanwhile, though, we're going to have a look. Oh, Cantona's got all that shape, and that's a spear right in front of the cameraman. Unfortunate for him. We have a look, though, at Carrot Cruncher Willie D. We can see just in the back there, slipstream, trying to break the slipstream there. Sorry, slaloming, trying to break the slipstream. It's not working. Carrot Cruncher, again, trying to defend that inside line from Willie D. As we can see, it's wonderful cow livery all across the back of this thing. It's ironic being a cow fan with a car that looks like a giant block of cheese. Late on the brakes there. Willie D even later on the brakes. I'm not sure he's going to make that move, or he is. Brave move on the inside, a bit of door banging. Easy going to be up the inside of the Carrot Cruncher. Let's have a look. This could be another textbook Willie D outside manoeuvre, and he is ahead for the time being, and he's made it stick. Willie D with some extraordinary racing tonight. Now, he's either on the track making crazy moves, or he slipped off it and he's facing the wrong way. But one thing is for sure, he's definitely an exciting driver to watch as he throws that car in. Lots of tyre smoke cutting that right across the face of Carrot Cruncher, and Nick is now back in the fray. These 3 cars only separated by half a second, would you believe it? As Brett there, you can see, set the fast lap with a 4:02, of course, free from any squabbling. So this should be the last lap for our drivers here. Of course, a very short race in terms of 3 laps, but it's definitely been action-packed. So Nick, he's got a little bit sideways there. He's going for a bit of a slingshot attack onto the last corner. I think he was, but it's not quite worked for him. He's going to lose that slipstream to Carrot Cruncher, but he's still not gaining time on Willie D, so we'll get back to them shortly. Brett is leading the race, 9 seconds up on this man here, Cuzzy, who's now re-overtaken No Hassle for P2. There is No Hassle there in P3, 5 seconds up on the Terminator, who's got Bradley Carter for company, 8 tenths back and closing in that slipstream. Then further back we've got Willie D, who's now second up there on Capture, as Nick clatters the barrier there in the slipstream previously, I think, but has now definitely lost it, 2.5 seconds down and further from Carrot Cruncher in P7. Kelvin in P9 with a less than graceful entry to turn 2. Here comes Daddy Mike into turn 1 in P10. Very sideways there, and he's clattered the barrier, full spin. And that's not going to help him there, as Craig says, thank you very much, sir, I'll take that one. Trying to find first gear, there he goes, maybe a bit of a bonk, and now he's facing the right way, which is going to cost him a lot of time to Dawes. He's now coming through turn 1 there. A little bit cleaner from Dawes. He can now see Daddy Mike. So you ride on board there with the blue and white striped car. A bit of a slide there. He's gained almost 15 seconds through that incident from Daddy Mike, but not enough to be in the slipstream, unfortunately. There's our man Dawes. And of course, we have Cantona heading through turn 1 at the back. He's paused the game, so perhaps he's resigned from this race, unfortunately. So, let's see if we've got any squabbling going on now. I think No Hassle and Cuzzy have got their gaps fairly consistent, as has the Terminator. Bradley's loitering there, 2 seconds behind. We'll have to catch up with them in a moment, possibly. Willie D's gapped Nick Noon, an absolute gappuccino there to Nick Noon in 3 seconds. But he's only got Carrot Cruncher half a second behind, so we're going to ride on board there with the Carrot Cruncher. You see there, Nick Noon grazing the barrier, had extended that gap to a second, but now is back in the grasp of the cow fan as they head down this snaking section there. You can see Carrot Cruncher balancing the throttle carefully. Nick Noon, meanwhile, throwing it sideways. 2 very different drive styles there as Carrot Cruncher decides to follow suit of his favourite animal and go for a little bit of a graze on the grass. and that might well be his chance at P7 in the dirt there. Nick going up into 7th, Willie D in 6th, Bradley Carter is still trying to chase down Tony's, but no avail. He's made a big mistake somewhere there to lose another 5 seconds to him. I can't quite see any more battling on the track, so it might be a little bit of a quiet race at the end of this one. I think we'll stay on board then with Nick as he chases down Willie D. This looks to be the closest fight on the track I can see at the moment. Let's see, he's made a very good final corner there, or long corner there, but now he's lost it on the exit, and you can see there, any time you lose at the start of this straight is going to be multiplied by the time you get to the end. So we know he was 1.4 seconds off of Willie D. He's already lost 3/10, might well be 4 by the time they reach the braking zone into the final 2 sectors. Oh, you can see maybe he's just had a slightly more optimal gear change. He's clawing some time back. Instead, maybe Willie D hit the rev limiter, and he has in fact gained all that time back that he's lost as he heads into the braking zone. And this could well be a battle for P6, provided Willie D doesn't keep it on the track. We know he's got a bit of an eclectic driving style, but we know anything is possible in the Roulette Series. We will have to keep an eye out. Although it looks like Willie D's got this one sewn up as Nick gets very slidey there. Really quickly jump back to our race winner, victorious at last, Brett Rickett, sliding over the line there for P1. He's just about made it. There we go. Here comes Cuzzy, a bit wide there, but he makes it over the line in P2. And finally a podium. No pit walls today unless he wants to spin it now. We've got no hassle bringing it home in P3. Terminator in P4. Running almost off the track there in the background, Bradley Carter in P5. But he knows he's got the championship sewn up anyway. Here's a close battle for the race, though. At the end, we've got P6. It's just a second and a half off there. It is Willie D grinding the barrier there. And all kinds of spinning there as Kiwi Nick comes across the line in P7. There's Carrot Cruncher crunching the wall there in P8. Is he going to lose the time to Kelvin Crazy Taff? He's struggling to keep it in a straight line. Here comes Kelvin round the last corner, but he's clattered the wall as well. I think Carrot Cruncher will be safe. He is indeed safe for P8, as we see him also slaloming over the line to put an end to a fantastic race series there. A full 360, wonderful. There's Kelvin. Craig's coming round now to round out our top 10. Mike is just entering the last sector there in 11th place, and we have Dawes down in 12th, and Cantona bringing up the rear in 13th. So I believe that is our race about to be finished there. So there's our race winner, Brett Rickett. I will be right back. So that should be all our drivers over the line there. And as you mentioned, I've plugged in another controller because I've been asked to race for the final event. So we're going to very quickly get the results up, have another chat with our drivers, and get into the last race. Let's see what's going on with these guys. Good evening, everyone. ART TV, keep it clean.
Nope.
I'm not sure Brett is on the mic. I don't think Brett's on the mic. Are you there, Brett?
Yeah, he is.
Brett in?
Isn't he? Oh no, sorry, Brad. No,
Brett,
No,
Brett
we don't have Brett. Okay. So we'll have a chat with No Hassle though on the podium. About time.
Ah, fair enough, mate. Yeah, a few barriers just to assist with that. Yeah, not bad, not bad. And I think it's joint points between Willie D and I, so you need to decide our fate, bud.
I need to decide your fate.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Not quite like that.
All right, so Willie D, you in the chat as well?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I'm going to count down from 3, 2, 1, and both of you are going to go rock, paper, scissors. 3, 2, 1.
Spike rock.
I think that was Alex with the rock. So, Alex, you will take the victory in that situation. Congratulations. How do you feel being a semi-decent player at virtual rock, paper, scissors?
Should have had a race off in the Red Bull.
I've finally won something. Yes.
Well, I think given the amount of smashing you've done in these races, I think it's about time that Rock actually smashed something decent. What have we got down this race? Dawes, are you there, Dawes?
Yeah.
You took a phenomenal punt in lap 1. What happened?
Kelvin did my trick and missed his breaking point.
Kelvin missed his breaking point. Are you there, Kelvin?
Yeah.
I hope your audio's shared. Do you have any response to that, Kelvin?
None.
No response at all.
Nice.
I was given a toll.
That's all right. I'm sure Dawes' lawyers will be in touch. And last one there, I think. We'll have a quick chat with. We had Willie D, Nick, and Carrot Cruncher. Carrot Cruncher, are you there?
Hello.
I think at one point you were up into 6th place. You were giving it away, taking it back.
Yeah.
Just what's going through your head? Were you enjoying that race, or would you rather be staring at some flying objects?
No, it wasn't the case that occasionally showed at me. I've been talking about mountains all the way through to try and find some lone time for myself, by myself time. And I was discussing it with the lads, and Cuzzy literally told me off and said, "That's enough, Rabbit. You're being silly now." So I just stopped, and I just lost all my concentration, and so it happens, and it happens. Sorry.
It does happen. I can admit I've been in exactly that situation where I've been dreaming about mountains and helicopters, and it's thrown me right off of my race. But I'm glad you managed to hold it for P8. Good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Love you.
And we're going to finish tonight with a special event. So we'll see you guys for one more race.
Wait, Brad's just grabbing his livery a minute, alright? So
okay.
He'll be back in the boat.
I'm just going to go for a rub.
Okay, so if everyone is listening in the party, please change now to the Red Bull Juniors. This was the car you voted for.
I didn't.
Yes, it was.
Okay, I'll see you right back. So, we're going to spin the wheel one more time. I'd better set the grid myself because I'm going to be at the back. And I've been asked to take part in the final race, which is lovely. But this could be a crazy one. So let's have a quick look and see where we're going. If it was Sardinia, it would be fantastic, but I don't think it's going to be Sardinia. It's going to be Laguna Seca. This is going to be bonkers in the Red Bull Juniors. I do like Laguna Seca myself. I think we were there last week, actually. But it's going to be an interesting one. I'll probably go straight past it. There we go. It's going to be an interesting one. Let's put it at night because that only spices things up even more. And let's see how we get on. And of course, let's make sure everybody is running 100% power and weight. Oops, that's the wrong word. And I've had a lovely livery made for me by No Hassle in a race in blue, which is fantastic. It does unfortunately say "Screw Off Daisy," which is a bit of a shame, as I've always taken quite a liking to Daisy. I've been fairly polite to Daisy, and hopefully I won't get carrot crunched. Power 800, Carrot Cruncher says no. It's strange, I've got a button here, and I know cows kick, but I might kick. No, I wouldn't do that, that's very nice. So, let's have a quick check on the member list. I better set the grid as well. So, we're going to have, I believe it will be Cantona at the front, then it will be Doors, oh actually not everyone's there yet, I've got to wait for them all to be on track. Okay, come on, Brad. You're the rallycross driver. You look to be desperate to be on track. Come on. Oh. Where is he? Oh, no, I think he's good now. Okay. Right, change grid. So we need content at the front. We need doors. Daddy Mike and then Craigs. Kelvin, Carrot Cruncher, Willie D, Bradley Carter, and again congratulations to Bradley, fantastically run championship and deserving of the trophy. Terminator there, and then no hassle. Oh, I've missed out Nick. Nick goes between Willie D and Carrot Cruncher, there we go. And Brett Raquette is in first. I've got to make sure I put myself on the track for once. We've got a squid in the chat. Thank you, Alfie. If I can get a win, I'll be very, very happy. But I think from the back, it's going to be difficult. In that case, let's make sure they're all on the right power. Oops, no, I want a member list. We're all good. Oh, I'm glad I can trust these guys. Fantastic. In that case, have a good race. Let's have a clean race. Standard chance. Okay. No practice, Laguna Seca. This is going to get messy, and I do apologise if I start screaming in less than polite words. I will try and refrain from using unfair language. But I'm excited. I've not actually had to race with these guys yet, and I do enjoy Laguna Seca, and I love the Red Bull June. It's a fantastic car. It handles like a go-kart. But let's see how we do. Also, hopefully my volume is not too loud. Oh no, I think Brett's jumped to the... We've lost someone, but we've lost Cantona. Oh no, he's disconnected. All right, we're gonna restart. We're gonna restart. Okay, let's get Cantona back in the race. It's the finale. We can't go without him. Oh, that was a close one. Oh, what a terror. If there's a race I've ever wanted to win, it's not the FIAs, it's not the daily races, it's not the ART Advanced Championship, which is blooming difficult. It's this one. We'll have to see. I've got a feeling I'm going to end up in the dirt, either here, which you can see on the screen now, or probably at the corkscrew. We know the corkscrew is the victim of many people's races, as you see now in the shot here. But here's hoping we don't die death and make it through at least for 15 minutes. Let's double check we're all in the right power. And we're all in the right order. Oh, my Cantona wants to be at the front. Let's try it again. Restart, lost one. Indeed, Alex, yes. But hopefully we'll have a bit of a smoother running. I see someone, I think, is in the gravel already where I thought I'd be. As long as I'm not there, happy days. Let's have a quick drink, I think, before we start, because this is going to be a sweaty one. Again, I do apologise if the car audio is particularly loud. I didn't think I was going to be racing tonight, so I hope you can hear me. I'll make sure I put my foot on the brake. That would be a bad start. I do hope Cuzzy hasn't hit reverse. Alright, it's a decent start. Let's put my radar on. Up into second. And third. Let's try and get some of Brett's slipstream. He's trying to go around the outside of Cuzzy. He really hates me to do that. But I don't want to be on the outside too much. There's a gap there. Ooh, late on the brakes. I can see that someone's on the inside. Oh, that'd be Alex giving me a friendly bump. Oh, I'm still at the back. Alright, well, we've got time. We've got 15 minutes. Let's have a dive up the inside of Alex. Oh, maybe not. Oh, sideways. He's gone off. Cuzzy's gone off. Oh, I didn't see anything. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to let them have their own fight. Shouldn't look back there. That was stupid. Sideways. But we're still going. Alright. Up into fourth gear. X in the first sector. We can take a lot of speed through here if I time it right. Let's get a good run out. Oh, there's Crags. That's another place. That put me into P11. You can see there's all sorts of squabbling going on at the front there. These cars are very, very tail happy. I might need a little bit more brake bias to the front, I think. Someone else has gone off. That's almost me. That's Bradley Carter. Well, fortunately, he doesn't have to win any more points. See if we can keep it in one piece then, at least for the rest of this lap. Someone's got a penalty up ahead. That is Kelvin. He's trying to drop it on the rumble strip. Not the best place. I'm going to try and get the inside of Kelvin. Rubbing his racing. I wouldn't do it in these though. Let's have a quick look. He's going to brake there. There's a bit of a bump on Kelvin. I can see there. I'll get around the outside of him. Oh, that sunlight is bright indeed. Inside of Kelvin. Try and get the apex here. Oh, that's not good. Oh no. The sausage curve has got me. Oh, and oh, thank you, Alex. Thank you, Cuzzy. That's just what I was hoping for. Oh, there comes a Crags a bit of weight, I think. There we go. That's not gone well. On stream, fantastic. We love to see it. I hope they're not waiting for us. I just want to be on the stream. Come on, guys, get a move on. I see you, Cuzzy. Let's go. Goodness me, I'm 25 seconds off the lead, and it's Doors. It's Doors in P1 and Carrot Cruncher in P2. Oh, this is the kind of racing I should have been watching, not taking part in. Oh, fantastic. Timed that one just right, haven't I? Right, let's get back in. We've got just under 13 minutes. We've got plenty of laps. So let's be easy on the throttle, I think. Balance it through the corners. That's a bit safer. Of course, we're purple because it's only the first lap. Just a little lift there. I can feel the back being very skittish, especially in the wake of these two guys in front. Not a lot of grip there. Oh, just edge the throttle. Of course, these cars we used recently in the FIA races, I believe, on the Sport Soft tyres, so even slippier. But I've got a good line through there. See if we can get Cuzzy around the outside of the corkscrew. Bit of slipstream. He's going to try and force me wide. I've got to be late on the brakes. He's going to have me back. Oh, I think I've just made that. There we go. P13. Next one. No hassle. Can we get him? Right. Just a bit of a lift. He's got a penalty. I've got to avoid that sausage curve. Cuzzy's had a huge run out of me there. That's no good. I can't even see the apex with the sunset. But he's given me that place. Thank you very much, Cuzzy. It's very kind. Right. Late on the brakes. Down to first gear. Oh, he's right on me. I've misjudged that one. Okay. So it looks like Brett's setting the pace with a 125.5. I'm not there at the moment. I saw 127.7. So I've definitely got some time to make. But of course, I don't think anyone's practiced this. So we'll have to see how we can get on. I want to get some more places. I'm still 25 seconds off the lead. But I can see, I think if you look on the map on the top right, there is a battle going on for the lead. Nick is up into second place as well, and there's a Terminator on the podium as well. But I am purple, which is good to know. As long as I can keep it on the black stuff, we should aim for a shot, at least to the top 10. That's all I'm hoping for. We've got 11 minutes. If you are commenting, I do hope it's it's friendly. I can't see anything at the moment, but I'm trying my damnedest to keep it on the track. I had a better run than you, Alex. Come on. Oh, I go up the inside. Sold him a dummy. Oh, there we go. Hope you like hot dogs. There's Cantona as well. Let's see if we can get him around the outside. Oh, no, he's going to wash out, I think. There's Alex on the inside. I'm still inside here of Cantona. There's nowhere to go. There's Carrot Cruncher. He's out at the P10. I've got the inside line. Fantastic. Oh, very happy with that. Let's make some more places. We've still got time. Oh, Donny sausage curve there. There's Kelvin. That should be a place as well. He's very slow off that last corner. Let's get a bit of slipstream down the hill as well to help us. Oh, he's going to cover the inside. He's chopped me off. I was on a purple as well. Goodness me. Oh, right. Well, Whitney set a 125.1. That's bloody quick as well. Right. Well, to the 8 of you watching, I'm sorry this isn't the view you're used to, but I'm trying to make a comeback from the back to prove at least something to these guys that I don't just talk rubbish, I also race rubbish as well. But P9 isn't too bad. We got a purple first sector as well, but that's a sausage curve. That's going to screw me over in the dirt. Here comes Kelvin. I better get out of the way, I think. So we can. Oi! No need for that. Oh, I'm not going to bump him back. I'm the better man. I'm just going to go up the inside, and hopefully Alex is going to take care of him as well. I think. Hit a side by side through there. It's not what we're looking for. And there is Alex. He's got a better run than me as well. He's streaming it up the hill. It's not what I want. I'm still 27 seconds off the lead. Right, we've got to make some inroads now. Who's our next person? It is Craigs. 3.5. We are gaining that out of the corkscrew, which is good. Right, we need to push. Oh, you cannot see the apex there. It's dreadful. Right, the brake just after the 3. Nice and tight. Short shift up in second, avoid the wheel spin. And I think we're just about to drop. No hassle there. See him flashing in the rearview mirror. Oh, I do hope there's not a dive bomb coming. He's not that kind of guy. He definitely wouldn't do that. He definitely wouldn't do that. Oh, I thought he was going to do it. Never mind. Okay, let's... Oh no, that's sand. That's dangerous. It's coarse and rough and irritating. It gets everywhere. Let's avoid that sausage curb. Power out. I think there's a little bit more grip in these cars than I thought there was before. Of course, that obviously only counts when you're on the asphalt. Brett Riquet though is flying away, 29 seconds and going. That really isn't doing me any favours right now. But Micah up into P3. Credit to Daddy Mike. I can't protect where he's on the map while I do this and almost spin. But he might well be in for keeping that podium, if not even getting another win. Here comes Alex, have to keep that inside line. Oh, I think he's going to go for it. Oh, he's there, got to give him some space. Oh, he's almost hit me, but we're good, I think. Oh, Brett is flying away. There's no chance of me getting a win now, guys, especially with that excursion in the sand. And that's half the race gone as well. Oh, that's not a good line. But I am catching cracks. If I can at least get P8, that'd be back where I was. Can't cut that sausage curb, not at all. You can do it in the group 3s and group 4s. Obviously they've got all the ground clearance and no fancy underfloor components, but these are just meant to be as aerodynamic as possible, and that means the ride height has no allowances at all. Willie D with a 122.1, that is bonkers. I'm still in the 25s. Blimey. Oh, bash the rev limiter there, that's no good. I've got to start taking a few more risks, I think. Okay, so that's more or less flat. It probably is flat, actually. I'm just wimping out of it. Alright. Oh, that's very wide. Keep it on the grass. Well, not on the grass. That'd be bad. Right, we're in the slipstream. We've got to be careful here. They don't wash out too wide. Touch of brakes. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That's very, very bad. Then here comes Alex, 7 tenths, 5 tenths, 3 tenths, 2.5. He's got that inside line. Oh, but he doesn't want to kill me on stream. Fair enough. Oh, I tell you what, he's had so many opportunities he could have had me there, and he's not done it. I hope he doesn't regret that, because he's been very, very sportsmanlike. Oh, there's a good run out of that corner. Gain some time on the pair of them. Oh, not again. Okay, so he can floor in first, no wheel spin. There's Willie D, he must have had a shocker on that last corner. Either that or he's looking for some airtime. I mean, if you guys all want to slow down a photo finish, I'll be more than up for that, but I'm enjoying myself as it is. There's Willie's come back to show us how a lap is actually done, where Brett has beaten him with a 121. It's almost a second quicker, I think. So let's have a look. Shall we make some inroads on that? Definitely someone who's been faster than me in these. Right, still off my first sector. There's Willie D on the sausage curb. He's not going to like that. But I'm slowly starting to get away from Alex behind me there in P10. Right, on the brakes. Third gear. Oh, that's a little bit too aggressive, but not as much as correct. Oh, that's some sand. That's no good. And there goes Alex. I think it's about time. Right, got to be a little bit more careful on these, I think. Gentle steering. Gentle steering. There we go. I think I've gained on a pair of them here, actually. Cranks might cover the inside. I'll tell you what, we're on YouTube. Let's go through the middle. Or maybe not. Oh. Okay, nice and easy. I thought I was going to go for an amazing move to cut through the middle of them there, but that door was closed on us. So back into P9, but let's see if we can get any more. I've got a fantastic run there out on Alex. Let's hit the brakes. Cut across, I think. See if we can have him down the hill. Who is that in 6th place? I think he's also had an incident, maybe. It's a very long username there. I'm not too sure who that was. Create loads of Terminator in P2, and Daddy Mike still in P3. A phenomenal drive from him. like he's got maybe a very particular set of skills in terms of driving either a pickup truck or a downforce car. But you can just about see the flash of high Alfie on the side there as well. Right, come on, let's nail this first sector. There goes Willie D in the sand. I'm going to follow him, but I'm going to keep it on the track at least. Oh, and that is Bradley Carter gone for another spin, I think. Oh, well, rather him than me. I've had my share. But as a rallycross driver, I think he's fairly used to being in the dirt, fairly comfortable. Not where I want to be, though. Oh, I should have had to practice these, really, before I came out, at least on any track. Well, it's okay. 3.5 minutes of this agony left. I thought I was going to enjoy these. I'm getting absolutely mugged by everybody. Well, I think it's only fair, though, that I go to the party afterwards. Oh, that's a bit late. I go to the party afterwards and they can rinse me for my poor show tonight. I hope it's not ranked. I'm losing a lot of points otherwise. That's probably a penalty as well. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's get through as quick as we can and we'll try and drop it here if we can. There we go. Oh, it's really not gone my way, this one. 3 minutes left, so probably get another maybe 3 laps, I think, if we make them good ones. Oh, the question is, are we going to get back at Mr. No Hassle? I just don't think I've got the confidence in the car. Nor have I got the water in my brain. I'm absolutely melting. Let me know in the comments if you're finding it particularly hot tonight, because I'm really struggling here. It's been very muggy all day, at least here in the UK. I don't know where you're watching from. If you are abroad, if you're watching abroad, please let us know. We'd love to know how far we're reaching out to you guys. I know we've got people who have been watching from Denmark, at least. But if you're anywhere else in the world, we'd love to make you part of our community. Again, the link is in the description below for our website, for our Discord, our Facebook page as well. And please get involved. If you're tuning in now, we've got about 2 minutes and a lap remaining. The guys at the ART Roulette Race asked me to take part in the final event, and unfortunately it's not quite gone to my taste. We're in the Red Bull Juniors at Laguna Seca. Perhaps if I'd been a little bit sneaky I'd have respun the wheel, but nah, I respect you guys too much for that one. At the end of the day, if you're going to get me by 27 seconds, I'd rather it be on a tricky thing like this as opposed to, I don't know, the Blue Moon Oval. That'd be extremely embarrassing. Well, at least we're on this 122 now, 2 seconds blue. That's good for us to see. Just need a little bit more confidence in the car. Let's see if we can brake here. Alright, easy on the balance in the throttle. First apex, second apex. Oh, I didn't have to shift there. That's cost me some time. Right, dab at the brake. Throw it in. Power out. Are we gaining? We're gaining a little bit. There's about a tenth in that first sector. There's a sausage curb. Well, that's going to throw me up, but not as wide as doors. That would be P6. Oh, right. If I kept it on the track, I'd probably be in about P3 by now, I'm sure. Oh, just base. Of course, every race, I'm sure you make a mistake, you curse yourself all the way through. Unless you back out to have a minute. I've definitely been there before, I'll be honest. I can be open. I've rage quit before. It's not something fun. You do feel guilty about it afterwards, but at the same time, you might get the odd race where you've had such a nightmare. You think, I can have a sit back, distance myself from it, and then have a fresh go a bit later. And sometimes that is the best thing to do. But what's not the best thing to do is clatter the same sausage curb that ruined your race at the start. That's not a good idea. Again, I'm just not learning my lesson, am I, guys? Can you imagine if we had a like on a video for each sausage curb? I'd hit we'd probably got about 50 by now. I'm sure that'd be a new Amigos record. Right, so I have time for one more lap. I've got 1 lap and 4.5 seconds to try and make up on No Hassle. Let's see what we can do. Oh, I've gone a bit too heavy into that one, I think. And that one. Oh, let's keep it in a straight line at least. Oh, it's really not the best show of my pace. Oh, well, there's No Hassle. Maybe he's had a fallen off the track there, or he just wants to be on camera. We'll never know, but it's going to be a close one between us two, I think. Let's have a look again. I'm just getting too slidey. I know these cars like to have the back out, but I think I've got to be a bit more careful on the throttle. That Brady was the last one over the previous lap, so it's just going to be between us two, I think. Can I grab him for P5? Oh, I'm I don't want to punt him. Just, take it easy, see if I can get a better line. There's more power. Oh, with that curve. Oh, he's just been braver than me through there. Right, it's now or never. There we go. Oh, he's going to keep me honest. Oh, this is going to be a photo finish. Oh no, you cheeky boy. Oh, P6. Oh, I'll tell you what, the FIA will be investigating that one after the race, but that was a fun one. Cool. I think that was about 8 places. I'm happy with that one. Oh, and just think, if I had that spin, I could have been even more. But I'm happy with 6. That was a good finish. And for the last time this season, we're going to jump into the party chat. I didn't even see what the final results were. Let's have a quick look. Oh, Daddy Mike lost the podium. That is a shame. Let's see what they've all got to say before we finish up for tonight. Thank you, Urban Fire. Throw some confetti. What a fantastic race.
Love you.
Good evening, everybody. ART here. Do you guys like sand?
Yes.
Oh, it was a nice day to be at the beach, but not Laguna Seca, I'll tell you that much. Although Terminator, are you there, Terminator?
Yep.
Am I right in thinking you were second until the last lap?
Yeah, me too. I don't know what happened with Brad. Maybe made a mistake or...
Oh, it must have been a big one, because I think he was leading by quite a way at that point. Daddy Mike, are you there as well?
25 seconds he was
Yes.
away.
It's a big lead from him then. Daddy Mike, you were in the podium. What happened there, mate?
Oh, just hit the sausage curve once, and that was it. But I managed to hold it, but I'd lost a bit of time and got taken. So, yeah, a bit unlucky not to get a third there, but better than the last 2 races. So
I can totally sympathise. I bit the sausage curb, I think, on the second to last corner, and I lost all my race from there. But well done for P4. A fantastic race from yourself.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. And thank you for the series as well.
Oh, no, don't thank me. We're going to get onto that in a second. Who else have we got in the race here? We've got Cuzzy. You there, Cuzzy?
Yes.
13th?
Yeah, well, you know. Yeah.
Well, I think next time my advice to you would be to turn the brake magic off.
And then, yeah, me and Willie D just thought we'd finish together.
Oh, well, that's very nice. Very wonderful.
Mutual stuff. Was it mutual?
I'll say, I saw you guys slowing up a little bit. Were you just trying to get some airtime or what?
No, we just thought we'd give you a bit of a race, but then it went pear-shaped from there.
Oh, well, I appreciate the gesture. Thank you, guys. And again, thank you for taking part in a fantastic series. Last but by no means least at all, we have to present the ART Roulette Race Awards. So, in no particular order, if I can find the awards list.
Take time.
Have a look. I will take my time. Thank you very much. Here we go. Right. So, the award for playing in a wind tunnel and/or cave goes to Willie D.
Hey.
As you can probably tell from the echo.
Right, now I get it. Now I get
it. This isn't just any pit lane award, sponsored by Marks and Spencers, goes to ART No Hassle.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
The award for the fastest Irish Australian, as brought to you by National Geographic, goes to Nick No One.
Nick? He's not Australian, he's from Tasmania.
The Nobel Prize for Science and the highest IQ goes to Carrot Cruncher for your extraordinary displays of knowledge,
Don't understand that.
particularly in the aviation industry.
I don't get it.
The Nobel Peace Prize for dealing with utter idiots like Carrot Cruncher and No Hassle goes to Calm Toner.
Yeah.
We have the most words spoken in a 3-second interview with funding from Kimi Räikkönen is Bradley Carter. Do you have anything to say, Bradley Carter?
Brad.
No, his mic's dead.
Oh, his mic's dead? That suits us just fine. Then we have a particularly special award. The Community Outreach / Youth Crime Prevention / Most Likely to Become Addicted to Aerosols Award with the Metropolitan Police goes to Ryan Is Badger No. We would have his colleague Darren to accept the prize, but unfortunately he's violated his parole and will no longer be attending the ceremony.
May I ask, did you say aerosols? Was it aerosols?
Hashtag free Darren.
Yes. Not aeroplanes, aerosols.
Free Darren.
No, I thought you said aerosols.
Then we have the NSPCC I didn't win every race, but when I did, my kid missed it award for Daddy Mike.
Yeah, Mikey.
The Kodak 2 megapixel prize for most photos and fewest points goes to Wayno, who unfortunately is not here to accept it tonight, but we can take a picture of a trophy and send it to him.
Lovely.
And of course, by no means least, the Amigos Racing Team ART Heart and Soul Award for being an amazing host and a fantastic dude is going to be ART No Hassle. Thank you so much for putting on an amazing series. I'm sure I can speak for everyone when I say we've all enjoyed a wonderful group of events, and we hope we can do it again.
Thanks for everyone that's raced and also joined the stream. It's been a laugh, and we'll see what we do in the future.
I'm all emotional now.
Of course, and thanks to all of you who've been tuning in at home, putting the comments in. We really appreciate you tuning in and getting involved with the community. So thank you all so much. We've even got a yay Alex for you there from Alfie in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, Alfie. You've been amazing.
Yeah.
Go on, Alfie.
On that note, then, say goodbyes, everybody. We're going to pack up the stream for the final time.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah. Bye, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Squid. Cheers. Call me, Squid. Call me, mate.
Yeah.
And that will be the end of our Carrot Crunch Awareness and the end of the Roulette Race Series. Thank you all for taking part of in this journey. And we'll see you with a new series on Friday night. So I've been SuperSquid. Have a fantastic weekend. Take care of yourselves.